There is a huge conspiracy theory about beloved Hollywood actor Jim Carrey right now because people are saying he's acting and looking very different. Did the Illuminati finally get their loudest whistleblower and clone him, thus silencing him? This is like two conspiracy theories in one, so here's everything you need to know.
I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower.
So yesterday, 64-year-old Jim Carrey received a Caesar Award in Paris, which is like a French Oscar. And he was just suspiciously acting out of character for the iconic Jim Carrey personality. And longtime fans also noticed he looked younger or very different. And for a lot of actors in Hollywood, that's the norm. He's 64. I support people getting work done. But a lot of conspiracy theorists who are really just diehard fans say normally Jim Carrey would never do this. His whole brand is drastically changing his facial expressions and melding his face into whatever he needs to do for his role. It's just the last person you would ever expect to do that. But what's really freaking people out and driving home the conspiracy theory is that his eyes are a completely different color now. They are green, but they used to be very obviously brown. Is it him? Is someone new under the mask? And Jim Carrey is infamous for his whole career long time giving very powerful speeches against government corruption, against capitalism, against those in power.
Hold on, did the industry just clone Jim Carrey? Girl. So after all these years of Jim exposing the industry for their demonic ways, he disappeared and randomly appeared again amidst the Epstein saga looking like a completely different person. Not only does he look visibly different, has different eye color, but he sounds different too. And he is now backtracking on everything he revealed earlier. Mind you, he has been brought up a lot by people since this Epstein mess started, so the fact that he conveniently pops out again after years just to go back on everything he said earlier definitely says a lot. And guess who is already exposing receipts of this new Jim Carrey being a clone? Kanye West. Now, in case you're somehow out of the loop on what's going on with Jim Carrey, speculations about him being cloned have exploded following his appearance at the 51st César Awards in Paris a few days ago. People were shocked to see his new look because it's nothing like the Jim Carrey we all know. All the way from the color of his hair to his face, everything is weirdly different, almost like someone tried to make a replica of him and didn't get his features quite right. And now conspiracy theorists are saying that original Jim Carrey was replaced, and that's why he has been off the scene for so long. Mind you, in those Epstein emails that were released, there was this one email talking about cloning people. In fact, another email said that Biden died a long time and the current Biden is just his replacement. I know, just wild. People are saying that all this time that Jim was away, he got swapped out with a clone. And these wild Hollywood conspiracy theories, I would have called you crazy and paid you no mind. But baby, after these Epstein files practically confirmed every conspiracy theory to be true, you really cannot just discard these things. Hell, even Jim Carrey tried to tell us what they were doing and he was called crazy too, only for everything he said to come true. And right when that happened, this secondhand version of him pops out? Let's be so for real.
So people now think that Jim Carrey has been replaced with a clone after seeing this interview.
My favorite funny face is the one I'm wearing right now.
The face you're wearing right now?
What do you mean by that?
Now, that's just one clip from this 2-minute interview, but I will say, when you watch it with the idea of he's been replaced, there are moments in it where you're like, what do you mean by that?
I'm dead.
And here's the thing, he's in Paris receiving this honorary Caesar Award for basically his entire career and his impact on comedy and film. He's being honored for 50 plus years of his life. You could tell he's emotional, he's talking about his dad, it's sentimental, but we've never seen him like this, or at least I haven't. Anytime I've seen a clip of him, an interview, a movie, he's always like off the wall, this wacky personality. So you see him in this like sedated, calm manner and you're like, that's not Jim Carrey. And I don't believe in the clone conspiracies, but even when I'm watching this interview, I'm like, did this dude get lobotomized? Like, why is he so sedated right now? So while I say that I don't believe in the clone conspiracies, I'm not gonna say that something isn't up with Jim Carrey because crazier things have been proven right.
Now the thing is, the industry has been trying to silence Jim ever since he made those allegations about the Illuminati. I mean, we all remember that one Jimmy Kimmel interview he did in which he literally exposed Jimmy for being part of the Illuminati. Jimmy was fighting for his life, trying to act all confused, but Jim wasn't letting up on him.
Researched my whole life on what the entity was before I got there, you know. My intention was to get in there and kick up some dust and try to become a whistleblower that they don't knock off. Because, you know, they get all the whistle.
Jim Carrey's girlfriend died not long after he made those remarks. Oh, and if you thought this was bad, wait till you hear what he said during his 2018 acceptance speech at the BAFTA Awards. Jim already showed us signs that he was crazy, but this right here was a whole discovery. When he got on the stage to accept his award, he blatantly accused everyone in the room of munching on you-know-what for ritualistic sacrifices. Now, of course, everyone called him crazy, and the media outlets also run with that narrative. But looking back now, he wasn't crazy. Everything he said was exactly how it is, and the Epstein files prove. And regarding why people allegedly get cloned, well, it's because they are easier to control. From Jamie Foxx to Gucci Mane to Britney Spears, there have been talks about how all of them were replaced by doubles. And this is exactly why a lot of people, including Kanye West, believe he was cloned. The only people they ever do this to are people who speak out, and that isn't a coincidence. In fact, Kanye was even almost a victim of cloning at one point, and the reason he was able to save himself was that he exposed the person who was going to be facilitating before they even had the chance to get him. He posted this threatening message he received from Harley Pasternak that said, "I'm going to help you in one of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use curse words, and everything that is discussed is based on fact, and not some crazy stuff that a dumb friend of yours told you, or you saw in a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you, and you go back to Zombieland forever. Playdate with the just won't be the same." And notice how he said he would throw Kanye into an institution again? That's because back in 2016, Kanye got arrested and thrown into a mental hospital for evaluation without even agreeing to it. And guess where the arrest went down? Harley Pasternak's house, just like they did to Jim. They could have easily put him in another facility again and cloned him, but since he exposed it, that would have been a bad idea because everyone would know. Anyway, going back to the things Jim exposed about the industry, it all got brought up again once the clone allegations began going around, and people have been digging deeper to see the connection between the things he said and some of the stuff that has been exposed recently. And baby, all I have to say is, the receipts never lie. The first was this disturbing video that went viral of the now missing model Gabriela Rico. She was speaking Spanish in the video, but it has since been translated to English, and the things she said were disturbing, to say the least. She was literally beside herself, crying and going off about how she saw celebrities literally consuming at a Hollywood party she attended. Judging from the video, she managed to escape the party and run out to get help, but absolutely no one was taking her seriously. Interestingly enough, right after this came out, she disappeared. Mind you, the video came out in 2009, and she's still missing to this day.
I don't exist. So they're all characters that I've played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character, right, because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern.
Oh, and let's not forget this creepy video of the author Barbara Marx slipping up and confessing to same thing. Her team tried to do damage control by claiming it was a slip-up, but I want y'all to watch it for yourselves and tell me if this sounded anything like a slip-up.
I'm standing by what used to be Zorro Ranch, Jeffrey Epstein's massive property in New Mexico. And as of now, no one's really investigated exactly what happened here. Zorro Ranch is in Stanley, New Mexico, about 30 miles southeast of Santa Fe, essentially in the middle of nowhere. Epstein owned the property from the early 1990s up until 2023, and some people have accused him and others of wrongdoing at the ranch. Zorro Ranch is mentioned multiple times in the Epstein files, including an account by late survivor Virginia Giuffre.
Many of the survivors had experiences in New Mexico, and as we've learned, there were local politicians and other people that were aware of what was happening in New Mexico. So it's really important that at this point in time, a closer look is taken with respect to that property.
New Mexico State Representatives Andrea Romero and Mariana Anaya put forth a resolution to set up a truth commission on Zorro Ranch. And on Monday, the New Mexico House passed that measure. The bipartisan group will investigate allegations of abuse and trafficking at Zorro Ranch. Epstein died in what was ruled a suicide in a New York jail in 2019 while facing federal charges. When I asked lawmakers why there had never been an investigation into Zorro Ranch before, their big answer was, we don't know.
He was a known sort of gallivanter, ladies' man around town. They called his ranch the Playboy Ranch of Santa Fe. We know very little, if nothing, about, and certainly not a lot that the news has reported on. And what has been reported on is nothing short of alarming. And so for any sense of justice to be had, we have to tell the truth. We have to tell the story of what happened.
And then there was this actress Roseanne Cherry Barra, who also blatantly accused your favorite celebrities of munching too. All these accusations, coupled with the fact that it was confirmed that this demonic mess was going on Epstein's Island, you'd be really delusional to deny that it's going on. Everyone cannot be telling the same lie. I'm just saying.
No, they eat babies. That is not bullshit. It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human and they drink human blood. They do it. They say you can't wake people up that are pretending to be asleep, but I pray to God, please wake up even those who are pretending to be asleep with the irrefutable truth of what the worst people on this planet are really up to. They are really up to that. They're doing it. There are so many victims.
For years, there has been a long-standing conspiracy theory that Hollywood and the elites harvest the blood of young people and transfuse it in order to reverse age. And now the Epstein files might have revealed that that is in fact true. In this email to Jeffrey Epstein, it says, all you need is a blood transfusion from the pack and you reverse aging. This is where adrenochrome comes into play. It is a real chemical compound found in the blood when the body is in a fight or flight situation. And we know that the kids that were involved in Jeffrey Epstein's network were definitely put into fight or flight. And of course, we've seen Hollywood elites like Chrissy Teigen tweet about how they're going to a party where they're serving up 4-year-old cheese pizza with adrenochrome and, of course, the eye emoji. And according to the FBI code words, cheese stands for little girl and pizza stands for girl. Now back to the email. The subject is Dr. Agus, a professor of medicine and biomedical engineering at USC, pretty local to Hollywood. He is also the founding director and CEO of the Ellison Medical Institute. You know, the medical institute funded by Larry Ellison, the new owner of TikTok. And he's also hosted a Paramount show with big celebs like Ashton Kutcher and Oprah Winfrey. If you know, you know. And I think that Hollywood and the elites have been using predictive programming to get us used to this idea. Take Monsters, Inc., for example, where a bunch of monsters go into little kids' rooms to get them to scream, harvest those screams, and then provide energy for the city of monsters. Except in reality, the monsters are a little less cartoon-like.
One thing is for certain, and that is that there is something seriously wrong with Jim. The Jim Carrey we have now seems absolutely nothing like the one we've had for years. And if what Kanye said is true, then we can only imagine how many more celebrities have been cloned. Maybe there might be some truth to the Gucci Mane cloning allegations after all. As usual, people had their thoughts like this person who said, wow, they've cloned so many. They got Kanye, Jim Carrey, Ariana Grande, Britney Spears. Another person said, Jim Carrey wasn't concerned about facelifts and Botox. That's the first red flag that proves someone else is impersonating him. Jim knew he was far more than a physical body. He was more connected to his higher self. I'm too much of a fan not to notice that's a mask or a clone. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Kanye West stepping in to seemingly confirm the clone allegations? And don't really think Jim was cloned? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.